What's going on, guys? Rhyme Teacher now, and this title is not clickbait. I promise. I'm burnt out on Pokemon. After 28 years of pretty much playing it nonstop, I don't feel like playing Pokemon at the moment, and I kind of want to talk about it and talk about why, and sort of talk a little bit about like what's going to happen moving forward. Because obviously, with regards to content here, we're still partway through the tier list. I haven't finished them all yet. I haven't finished recording those, but after I have finished recording those and I'll get those uploaded, I'm done with Pokemon for a while. Um, it's a hard decision, sometimes to make this, as you can see around me, like, I'm literally a Pokemon branded channel. Like, these Pokemon are all here for a reason. They're actually my community's mascots. So these are there for you guys, obviously. Um, but there comes a time in life where you have to make a choice, and it's not an easy one to make, because Pokemon is basically how my channel whole started. It's how I've always been, and over here on YouTube, it's pretty much only ever been Pokemon content. So it does change things quite a lot, but I can't really lie. Like, since Sword and Shield, like, Pokemon has been a bit on the decline for me. The older that I've got, the more frustrated I get by things that are not, um, things that Kid Bombi would even care about. But, like, I can't deny it, like, Scarlet and Violet was, like, a letdown of a generation for me at times. While I enjoyed the parts of the game, there's just too much of it that I didn't like. And coming after Sword and Shield, which, to be fair, were not bad games. I actually enjoyed those games. I enjoyed the Dynamax mechanic. And obviously, there's gonna be a bit of regional bias there because it's my home region. So, obviously, I'm gonna be well and truly in love with my home region. I recognize a lot of parts of the country in there, places that I've been and stuff like that. So it felt like a great game for me. And then Legends Arceus kind of absolutely blew me out of the water in terms of like game quality. Like, it blew me away. Like, I love that game. And I really hoped that that was the direction that Pokemon was going in, at least with the style of game that they wanted to do, moving forward. But Scarlet and Violet kind of regressed quite heavily, from Legends Arceus, in my opinion. And playing through the base game, like, I couldn't tell you, aside from Mesagoza, like an Area Zero, I couldn't tell you any of the town names. I could probably tell you what some of them are, or like I could recognize some parts of them, but the game just felt like you're just going from A to B, like, constantly, when this was supposed to be like an open world game. But the reality is it was all an illusion, and it was kind of like if you didn't play it in the order that it was meant to be played in, it you kind of scuffed your own experience in that sense. You end up taking on easy gyms because there's no dynamic level scaling or anything like that. And it just got really frustrating to play. Um, and then obviously with the DLCs, I didn't mind the Teal Mask. I actually quite enjoyed the Teal Mask. I thought that was actually a nice story for Ogerpon and the Loyal Free. I thought they introduced them really well. But the Indigo Disc, I ended up not streaming that, as those probably know. Unfortunately, my now late grandfather passed away at the end of November, so I took a hiatus from making content, to sort of give myself a break, to deal with that, because obviously I lost both of my grandparents last year, for those who didn't know. Um, but yeah, it got unfortunate for me because the Indigo Disc didn't really have a lot of replay value for it. If we would think back to Crown Tundra, for example, we had the Dynamax Adventures, which was a lot of fun. But the Indigo Disc kind of had nothing. Um, like I, the BP grinding just took forever. The special coach things, I don't really understand the point of them. It just feels like it's a time sink for time sink's sake. And then the epilogue came out, which should have just been in Kitakami in the first place. It shouldn't have been its own separate hyped up release because it was literally like an hour of gameplay at most. and some of that was just me laughing at the dancing that the cringe characters were doing because of Petulant. But like in terms of mainline games, there's not really much for me to do. As far as I know, I am planning a Soul Link with Kira's a Pug and Gaming Rabbit 88. Still, we've kind of TBC on that, when we're gonna be able to do that, because I know Kira wants to finish a couple of her Pokemon playthroughs. And Rabbit's got a couple of other things going on as well, so that might be the spark to bring it back, but for now, I'm gonna be taking a break either way. Um, when it comes to the other parts that I love to make, which is ROM hacks and fan games, this time of year is usually like hype season. That's when the Relic Castle Game Jam releases like all of the top games and stuff like that. All of the highly rated games come out, so we get a bunch of games to play. This year was kind of a letdown. There was nothing that really jumped out at me at all. Like, I know a lot of the bigger creators are playing, like, Pokemon Reunion DX, I think it's called. I tried playing it, and I hated it. It was just too boring for me. I couldn't get into it. Apparently, it gets better later on, but, like, it reminds me a bit of Pokemon Bushido, which I actually started that game on stream and never ended up doing it past one stream, because it was so boring at the start. By the time it got interesting, it was like 5 hours into the game. So obviously it wasn't stream content for me. I ended up playing it for myself. There were a couple of ROM hacks and fan games that I did play for myself while I was obviously on break. So I was debating on making content on those, but there just isn't enough in them. I was playing a game called Pokemon Ultralight, which is like a roguelite game. That actually one of my friends, Lakarovsky, he actually played it over on his channel, so that's how I found it. I played it and it was too short. Like it would be like a one, maybe two videos done. And I wouldn't stream it because it would get boring pretty fast. Because it got quite grindy, which I guess is typical for roguelites. I'm not super experienced on those. But it was a nice enough game, but it was just so short that I felt like I couldn't really do anything on it. Like by the time I finished the story, I had thought I was only going to do like part of it and then see where it goes, but I actually ended up finishing the story before I even realized it. So there just wasn't enough there. If that game gets an update and gets like way more content in it, I might actually do a playthrough of it because it is actually a really fun experience. So I think you guys would enjoy it. But yeah, there's not really that much out there. So kind of TLDR for those who just want to skip to the end of the video. I'm taking a break from Pokemon content. I will be playing mainly DBD for a while, and we'll see how that goes. And yeah, maybe Pokemon comes back in the future. Who knows? I will try and get the tier list videos done. I believe I've recorded Kalos. I think that's what I've got to, but I haven't finished or I haven't uploaded it yet. So I need to go through it and have a quick look. But yeah. Once those tier list videos are done, I'll be taking a break from Pokemon. I'll still be around. I still do the Pokedokus every now and then, but I haven't uploaded a short on those for a while. But yeah, so expect some DBD stuff. Maybe I'll do some videos on it. Maybe I'll upload my highlight games over here, because we do have a lot of fun with those on stream over on my Twitch channel. So go hang out with me on twitch.tv/RabombiTeacher if you want to go see me live, see some DBD shenanigans. It's a lot of fun. I do a lot of chat choice killer, so and I have Dexper enabled, and one of my good friends, Bryce Curran, loved to bully me with it. But yeah, that's the news I got for you. So thank you all so much for watching, of course. Much appreciated. And as always, guys, make sure you stay safe, stay awesome, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.